Are you interested in traveling to the UK from Singapore, from Australia, from Hong Kong? Or are you traveling to Hong Kong, Australia, or Singapore from the UK? I'm talking about international travelers now. Recently, the UK government rolled out new tax policies and new tax reforms that affected international travelers. If you're interested in traveling to the destinations I previously mentioned, you're in luck. We're going to break down how this new tax regime is going to affect international travelers. If you're interested in this topic, stay tuned. I'll be right back with more.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but this fair still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello YouTube, hello Chronics, how are you all doing? So recently on Wednesday the 27th, which was last week, the Chancellor Rishi Sunak introduced new tax reforms that changed the policy for international travelers to and from the UK. This is in line with recovery plans for the UK government post-pandemic to get back on track, because we all know the pandemic hit the world economy very hard and many countries could not even meet up with the level of GDP figures they were spinning out prior to the pandemic. So in line with recovery, there was tax reform in the UK which drastically affects the travel sector, the tourism sector. I'm talking about people who like to travel to and from the United Kingdom. The UK government came out with a policy called a UK long-haul tax, or what you might call the air passenger duty. Now, this affects people who travel long distances. While they increase the taxation for people who travel long distances, they cut the taxation for people who make domestic travels in half. So people traveling to and from airports like Southampton, Aberdeen, Inverness, and Belfast, which are all usually domestic routes, now pay less by way of travel tax. People who travel to and from the UK from longer distances like Australia, Hong Kong, South Korea, Singapore are going to be paying more in tax. This new tax regime is in two bands and is going to kick in from the 1st of April 2022. The first band is for people who do just below 2,000 miles in long haul coverage, distance coverage, and people who do above 2,000 miles. This new tax regime is going to see economy ticket holders pay an increment of £91 or $125, the equivalent of $125. The highest you're going to pay as a long haul traveler is going to be just a little bit short or in excess of $764. Okay, this is the maximum you can pay in this new tax regime. From the 1st of April 2023, there's going to be an extra band. Remember, the first two band was people just below 2,000 miles and people with more than 2,000 miles air coverage. Now, from the 1st of April 2023, now there's going to be a ban for people who are traveling long distance from 0 miles to 2,000 miles are going to be in the first band, and 2,000 miles to 5,500 miles are going to be in band 2, and people above 5,500 miles are going to be in band 3. These are the categories of mileage that have their travel tax increase, the air passenger duty increase. In fact, the UK government is currently carrying out more reforms and are deliberating on putting out a new tax scheme for frequent business travelers. Did you get it? They are currently working on a tax reform that's going to see frequent business travelers pay as they go. For each frequent business traveler, whether it's an economy ticket holder or a business class holder, you're going to pay more in tax. Now, this has not been passed into law yet. It's still in the stage of reform and it's still being reviewed. But the 89% of survey carried out on the UK public, UK paying public, the masses agreed to enforce or agree to the enforcement of this new taxation scheme. The travel sector, the tourist sector is in for massive shift and changes. If you are a traveler to and from the United Kingdom, long distance traveler, you need to review your travel plans. Like major corporations and major organizations around the world are currently reviewing their travel programs and trying to find more cost-effective way for their staff to get in and out of the UK for business. Okay? It's very important that you review this. This also affects international students, because so if you're coming to the United Kingdom to study from Hong Kong, if you're coming to the United Kingdom to study from Singapore, to study from South Korea, you need to, because I know most students who come from Australia, South Korea, Hong Kong always go back to their countries for holidays. So it means you're going to be paying more in tax. Many people feel, many leading school of thoughts feel that this is a political move by the UK government because there's going to be a COP26 United Nations Climate Change Conference going on next week. So most people believe this is a political stunt by the UK government to gain points from the international stage by saying, listen, we've done this to curb global carbon emissions. Because countries like France did not increase airfare for long-haul flights. What they did was very simple. They basically made domestic flights to cancel flights internally. So if you're traveling, say, from Rennes to Marseille, or you're traveling from Paris to Lyon or one of those places, as long as the distance is within or around 2 hours, then you go by train. So no air travels within geographical location that takes at least on or around 2 hours to get to. So even Air France canceled all their most of their domestic flights and opened up more routes for international long distance flights. Let's face it, the pandemic made for a very poor time and low earnings in the aviation sector. But now more routes are opening, more people are traveling long distance. It doesn't make any sense increasing the tax and make people shy away from traveling to the United Kingdom or traveling from the United Kingdom when they're going on a long distance trip. This is supposed to be an opportunity for the United Kingdom to make more by way of revenue from people traveling long distance to and from that particular location. So the only way to think about it is from a political standpoint. The UK was just going on a political stunt to score more points on the international stage in terms of global warming, and we all know the world is hot on carbon emission, and we have lots of companies promising to be 100% green by a certain period of time. So the UK government probably just took this as an opportunity to score more points. So I hope with this information you can be able to plot your travel plans going forward and make sure you're not caught in the crosshairs of this new tax regime that's going to take effect from the 1st of April 2022. If this video was helpful to you or anybody out there, I want you to go down there, smash the subscribe button, follow the movement, support the movement, and help us grow this community. Turn on your notification bell so when we drop new videos, you're notified and you can catch our content as they drop. Now, if this video was beneficial to you or someone out there, why don't you like this video? Go down there and smash the like button. Show YouTube algorithm that the content we're dropping it's more relevant to you or someone out there so they can show it to people like you around the world. And if you have friends who like to travel long distance, why don't you share this video with someone out there, a family member or a friend? You just might be saving a soul. So it's still me, Fuse, on the Fuse Chronicles. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Fuse Chronicles. I think the handle is up there. You can slide into my DMs with any question or inquiry, and I'll be glad and happy to respond. I respond to all inquiries. So guys, don't forget, be happy, be good, and be yourself. Until the next one, bye-bye.